Once again, we're back. It's the Date Master. We're gonna get into it. I told you I'm gonna keep dropping these videos. We're gonna start taking some interesting turns into this some of this subject matter in this here space. She can't get into you because she's not over him. She wants experiences and not relationships. I'm gonna say this again, and I'm gonna break this down a little bit more in depth. A lot of people have issues and problems, and this doesn't pertain to relationships, but just life in general. People are seeking solutions, yet they don't even understand the problem. You cannot find a viable and permanent solution unless you understand the problem. I will say this again. You cannot find any solution to a problem until you first understand said problem. A lot of you guys are coming to this space thinking you're going to get band-aid answers, overnight correction. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So when you look at your relationship, you look at your woman, you look at the women that you deal with, and you say, you look at some of these NFL players. Let's say Jameis Winston. We're from the same, not the same city per se, but we're pretty much from the same area in a sense. But he was just now getting back on his grind. He's in the NFL. I think he was with the Saints last I heard. I'm not sure. But anyway, he was in the process of getting back into peak performance, and he has torn his ACL. Not career, but season-ending injury. A season-ending injury, and the question is asked: why can't I get my stride? Look at the women that you deal with. A lot of you guys are dealing with women, or you had a streak of women that you just couldn't get right with. Me and her, we're not clicking. We're not chemistry. Whenever you go into a situation with a woman and you're trying to establish that chemistry, again, if it's not natural, then you really can't force it. You got to give that room to breathe. Give yourself the opportunity to, make whatever impression, or vice versa. But sometimes, in most cases, if the chemistry is not established right off the bat, it can rarely be cultivated. And a lot of that is because she's still attached to memories of her ex or her imprint. She's still tangled up by the guy who imprinted her the most, the guy she was most attracted to, the guy she desired the most. And in most cases, the man that a woman desires the most is the man that she can't have, or the man that she has done the most for ever in a relationship or trying to establish a relationship. This is that guy. He's the guy who has her emotions on a string. He knows how to please her physically, mentally. He has her on a string. These are going to be the guys that women have trouble letting go. When you watch the content, you watch the Fresh and Fits, you watch the Kevin Samuels, and you listen to these women describe their relationships. I'm going to keep driving this home. Listen to the length and the duration that they describe their quote unquote toxic relationships, or their last relationships. For whatever reason, a lot of these women, their last or most previous relationship was toxic. It didn't work. Yet they spent so much time within them. All you have to do is listen. Pay attention to the relationship talk, and listen to how women describe the length and the duration in which they stayed in said toxic relationships. They can't get enough. They can't get enough of the dark side. They love it. But toxic again is one of those throw around words. Toxic can be deemed, if a person is not meeting your expectation, this person is toxic, because what that does with a lot of women, it triggers them to become emotional, and they're going to lash out with emotion instead of facts and logic to argue their point. in their mind, they think the sex games, the manipulation tactics work on all men the same. They think the manipulation, their sex game, they think all of this works the same on each and every man they deal with. So when the man that they truly want, it doesn't work, this is the man that they get most attached to, therefore making it hard for them to leave. She wants the experiences. Those experiences have feelings attached, therefore they have memories attached. She can't build new memories with you because she's still relishing in the old memories of him. He did everything a certain way to her liking. He did everything she liked and did not like oh so well. Women love this toxic energy, but it's, again, don't take it as toxic. Women love the rebellious masculine man who does not adhere to a lot of the social norms. He's confident, outspoken. They love these type of guys. You hear these women talk about narcissism and narcissists. They love these type of men because the narcissistic man comes with everything else that they like, which influences said narcissism. The narcissistic, quote unquote, narcissistic man knows his talents. He knows his ambition. He knows his identity. So he's going to carry himself in that manner. But a woman that cannot manipulate that, she's going to throw that narcissistic label on him because it's fitting. Because it's fitting. And we take these terms like manipulation and we put a negative connotation on it. We put a negative tone to it because it seems as if we're doing something to another person that they cannot control. Usually this dynamic will only truly exist between a child and an adult. A child and an adult. Anything else is forced because an adult is smarter than a child. They know more about loopholes than a child. They know how to move around better than a child. So a child can be easily manipulated. But you hear women speak about this manipulation, but in the same exact breath, they're smarter than men. So how are you smarter than the main person manipulating you? How is this true? She wants the feel. She wants the feeling. She doesn't care about anything else but her high. You get to the point to where a lot of women, you see it on Facebook, you see it in some of your personal endeavors, to where the woman will calculate her period and how long it lasts, and she counts down to when she can have some dick. She's counting the days down to when she can get some dick again. And she just don't want any regular. She wants that guy who tickles every heartstring that she has. She can't get into you because she's not over him. And you're doing everything in your power to try to convince her, to try to showboat, to try to show your value. You're doing everything to convince her, but you cannot convince a person that has already been convinced. You cannot convince her twice. You cannot convince her. So stop with the... I seen a post, this young lady posted that this was, shout out to my city, the Magic City, Birmingham. This woman posted that she was at a party, classic weekend, and a man gave her $200 at the bar. You drunk simp fool. And it's not about the money. People are gonna say, "Oh, $200, that's nothing. That's trick. That's all it is. That's throwaway money." It's not about the money. It's about what the gesture says. To where I'm gonna give a total stranger $200 to spend on whatever, even though I don't know her. But a lot of guys do these grandiose simp moves, thinking that they're boss moves. A trick is a trick is a trick. A trick is a trick. I don't care if you have $1 million or $1 billion. A trick is a trick. Now, there's cost of doing business. We understand that, the date, you know, the gas. You know, people want to get real technical when it comes to what's tricking and paying for sex. People want to play these semantics and word games. But it's not about the amount of money. It's about the gesture and the reasoning behind giving the money, because you thought this was going to work. Oh, I give her $200. This is going to blow her mind. And she still leaves with the next. She still leaves with the Chad and the Tyrone and the Pookies and Ray Rays, etc. She's still going to choose them. You cannot buy her unless she's selling it to you. The only time a woman wants to be bought is when she's selling it herself. You cannot go and buy something that does not have a for sale sign on it. Now, you can attempt to buy it, but 9 out of 10 times the seller is not willing to sell. The offer has to be out of this world, but it'll be much easier if it has a for sale sign on it. Usually the seller is going to sell below the asking price. So a lot of you guys think that you can buy women and think you can do these crazy gestures to get her to get into you, to get her caught up, or to do whatever, and it still doesn't work because she's not over him yet. You're just a buffer guy. You're the guy to go through the motions with, to coast me through my rebound. You're doing everything in your power to get her to like you, and it still doesn't work. And you ask yourself, what is it? And she's telling you all of these sob stories. No, it's him. It's the guy that left the imprint and left the empty hole of insecurity, because what she was taught and what she thought would work did not. It did not work. She would rather have experiences with different men than to be committed to one man. Just ask Will Smith. Ask Will Smith, ask Brittany Renner, ask Kim K, ask Sierra. All of these still have similar profiles. No matter how up class or high class they seem to be, they still have the quote unquote modern woman resume. They still have it. It's hard to find something that is hiding from you. A lot of these women hide from you guys in plain view. They're there, but they're not. They're not going to show their true self. A lot of women are now keeping themselves bottled up and only looking to get what they want out of the men, because the men are willing to do whatever for the validation and the attention that comes from that woman. They're jumping from woman to woman. This woman doesn't work. Okay, I get a new one. I get a new one. And then you hit that hump. And the women that you're now getting are not of high caliber. They're not the type that you used to get, because you got lazy. Instead of doing the work, instead of doing the development and the self-improvement, you tried chasing the next high and made yourself look weak. And therefore it made your energy weak. And you're now running into loss after loss after loss. You're serious. You're a spinster now, because you're continuing to chase women that do not want to be chased. They want to do the chasing. They want to do the choosing. They want to do the selling. They don't want to be bought. They want to sell. They want to sell. But yeah, if you're having trouble getting to women and getting women to, you're not getting that chemistry, you're not getting that bond solidified, it's a high chance that she is still bonded and attached to another man, and therefore unable to pair bond with you. Or the worst case scenario, she's bonded to too many different men. She's been with too many men, and you're trying to save her, and it's impossible because she has lost all of her pair bonding ability. But let me know what you think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Day Master.